Hi guys, I'm back. This video is long awaited. I know you guys want to grab me by my neck and just strangle me, which I totally understand because I've literally been gone for almost a year. And yeah, I know it's crazy when I say it out loud, but life has been really crazy post-op. Genuinely, life has been a roller coaster. I might touch on a little bit on what's been going on and how it links to my rhinoplasty. I'm not going to get into the details, but I might just let you guys know one little bit here and there as to what's been going on with life, because yeah, it's been busy, it's been hectic. But yeah, I'm back with a almost 1 year post-op. It's like, how many months? Almost 11, which sounds really bad to say, but again, I apologize guys. Okay, so we are gonna have like a little bit of a 3 month, 6 month, a year all together, a catch up. Yeah, a catch up, things to expect if you want to have a rhinoplasty done, just all things informative guys. So yeah, literally stay tuned, and I hope this is of help to anyone that's been watching me prior, who's been waiting for this video, people who have been DMing me, because people have been DMing me on Instagram, and literally feel free to do so if you have any questions, need any advice that I might not touch on in this video. Hit me up on my Instagram. I'll be sure to put all my details down below. But yeah, so just a little bit of a background information, background check in regards to my surgery. I had my surgery done in April 2023 for my birthday, which is in May. I said for your 23rd you're gonna get a new leg. Literally, I feel like, yeah, I've been thinking not since I can remember to have like a rhinoplasty, but since I can remember I have been quite insecure about my nose. I always felt like I had quite a big nose. I had the kind of nose that like when you smile it just overtakes your whole face. I had my dad's nose. Yeah, it wasn't cutting it, no. So I said, like, finally I built the courage up to basically get my nose done, have a rhinoplasty basically. So yeah, I had my rhinoplasty done in Turkey, in Istanbul, Turkey, and I will disclose who my doctor was in this video as well. Big reveal, because people have been on my throat, on my neck with who my doctor is as well. Everybody wants to know the deets, and I haven't been trying to hide that, by the way. I feel like some people think, oh well, she's not trying to give the details. I just didn't want to give the details too soon, because I've even said it in somewhere in my previous videos, God forbid if something was to happen to me and I gave details too soon, yeah, you're gonna come back to me and let me know, why the hell did you give me this doctor? But yeah, I'm almost a year now, and yeah, my doctor did a fantastic job. As you guys can see, like, she's giving snatch. Chanel, her name's Chanel, she's giving snatched. Not too much, like just little tweaks here and there. You can obviously see my befores in my previous videos on what my nose looks like then and what it looks like now. But yeah, we're just gonna go through a few bits. I've got my old phone with a few notes, and yeah, I'm just gonna literally let it flow. It's also gonna come off the dome a little bit as well. I've just put some pointers. So yeah, I hope everything makes sense. And again, if I don't touch up on anything in this video, please feel free to send me a message on Instagram, especially because I'm quite active on there. And yeah, I'll just answer any questions you guys have. So yeah, first things first, I have here is basically about wish pictures. I always make this like a point to tell people who DM me on Instagram that I feel like wish pictures, or like letting your wants and wishes very apparent and known to whoever you go to have your rhinoplasty done. So you need to keep in mind that when you do go abroad, or even if it's within your home country, you need to understand these are people who are of high expertise in their field of practice. When I say that, when I say that, I basically mean that these people are very used to all types of people from different walks of life coming in and out for a specific job, but for them in particular it's the same job. They work with noses in this instance. So it's not that they don't individualize you, because I feel like my doctor and his team made a very good job with doing that, but you come in and they will basically look at your nose. Well, with how it went for me, my doctor, I went into his office, he took some pictures. He basically has like an app editor, edited a few tweaks here and there with my nose, said, yeah, so what I think will look good for you is this, this and that, which I totally agreed with him with, luckily. However, I want to make it a point that if you do have wishes and wants for your own nose, let it be known. So guys, I'm back. If you can't tell already, I am quite sick, so yeah, I need to blow my nose here and there, obviously off camera, because it's not cute. But yeah, I just need to get this video out one way or another, sick or not, so here goes nothing. So as I was talking about before, I feel like my advice to most people when people DM me is to make sure that you let your doctor know exactly what you do want out of your surgery, what your wants and wishes are. And in order to do such, one thing I tell people that DM me is have wish pictures on standby. Yeah, I feel like it's like a great visual, what's the word, a great visual, something for your doctor to basically look at clearly of what you want. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense, but yeah, with wish pictures, however, I let people know that maybe have like 2, 3, however, always make sure that is realistic to your before. I tend to also say pick wish pictures from people that had similar nose structure slash nose shape as your before as well, because I know some people have like a desire to have like an upturned look, like the Barbie nose, but if you're having an ethnic rhinoplasty, 9 times out of 10 that's not really a realistic approach. I have seen doctors here and there who have been able to do such for ethnic rhinoplasties, but if you're like me and you want the natural looking type of nose, pick wish pictures from people that had similar nose shape to your before as well. And also touching up on like very like upturned nose looks, really, if you want like a really smaller nose look, smaller than how my nose looks right now, because that is some people's desire, 9 times out of 10 you will not get that desired look from one rhinoplasty. Just to put that out there, you probably need 2, maybe even 3. So yeah, just to put out there. so yeah, literally, again, be realistic with your approach. There's some people that everybody wants very different outcomes, so just be realistic with how your foundation looks currently. It might have to be a reality that you might have to have another rhinoplasty and go through recovery all over again a variety of times, if that makes sense. I hope everything that I'm saying makes sense, but again, if you guys don't understand anything, let me know in the comments, send me a DM, I'm happy to answer, okay? So now I'm gonna go through like things that I experienced post-op that I didn't really see people talk about, or if they did talk about it, I'm gonna try and touch on it more in depth, if that makes sense. So the first thing I want to talk about, in fact, no, yeah, the first thing I want to talk about before I even get into that is letting you guys know who my doctor was. However, my doctor was Dr. Tolga Belisi. Some people already figured it out. I think if you was to look properly on my vlogs, I gave locations to multiple places in Istanbul, and one of the places I gave location to was his office. If you was to copy that office and put it into Google, I'm sure his name would come up. So that's that. Dr. Tolga Belisi was my doctor. He is the goats. That's what I'm gonna say. Like, in my personal opinion anyways, I feel like he was the best. He was good. He knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's doing. His team are very highly experienced as well, very friendly. It didn't require much to translate. The only people that I really needed to translate was like the nurses in the hospital, but even they were not too bad. Everything was just 10 out of 10 in my opinion, apart from the hotel food, but that's another case for another day. You know what, the food wasn't that bad, but I've been to Turkey before and I had a much different experience to when I went for that specific occasion. But yeah, that's my doctor, just to put that out there. But yeah, so the first point I want to make is, well, the first point I did put down was not recognizing yourself, what I call the avatar phase, and it can be psychologically taxing. So that's one of the reasons why I did have like quite a hiatus and why it took so long for me to come back. Obviously I loved my results, fresh off the table. I loved my results. Obviously I saw my pictures, I loved the results for that. However, coming back, I just didn't recognize myself, and I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I'm not the first person to say that. It's not that you don't like your results, but it's obviously you're so used to having a certain nose look for your whole life, and out of nowhere a drastic change happens. You wasn't obviously forced under gunpoint, but regardless, it still is quite a shock coming back and just realizing that your face has slightly changed. Yeah, so if I'm honest, I did go through a little bit of post-op depression, like for a couple months. Yeah, you was not seeing me outside. And I feel like psychologically, emotionally, it can be quite draining. You will get used to your nose, guys. That's okay. There is a look on up. Right now, I love my nose now. Even though you still, even at almost 1 year, you have ups and downs, guys. I just want to put that out there. But yeah, you will, for the first few months, I feel like up until like maybe 6 months post-op, you will feel like very just not used to your nose, pretty much. Which also leads me on to basically having very bad circles. That's what I said on my notes, very bad circles for like a month and a bit. So I'm the type of person that like I've never really struggled with dark circles. So for me, obviously with all the swelling that I went through, coming back home and seeing the dark circles that was not going, I was genuinely scared. Like I thought I'm gonna have dark circles for the rest of my life, but obviously, as I already stated, about like a month and a half, it starts to fade away. Yeah, luckily for me, I didn't really need to go back to work at that time, so I could take all the time I wanted to recover and feel better emotionally, physically, get better. But yeah, I'd say about a month-ish. Yeah, you're gonna look rough, I can't lie. Okay, so yeah, number 3, I put down a few nosebleeds from cleaning your nose and wiping for the first couple of weeks. So I think, yeah, I remember for like a week or 2 I was experiencing nosebleeds. Really and truly, I've always had quite like bad nosebleeds like my whole life since I was a kid, so I kind of know how to manage them. But yeah, I remember just like with all the cleaning that I had to do, you guys saw in my vlog, with all the cleaning that I had to do, it did come with a few nosebleeds. I think just because of all of the, not poking about, but just all of the fiddling with my nose. My nose didn't like it at the time. It wasn't anything alarming, just kind of like a normal nosebleed, probably even a little bit less, but it did happen. So I just want to let you guys know, if anything like that does happen, in my opinion anyways, it wasn't alarming, and I'm sure it is a little bit normal. I feel like I also remember like not bleeding only in my nose, but like around my stitching. I did also want to make it a point to show my stitches, well, not my stitches, but where my stitches was before I did it. It's pretty much gone now, like you can't really see. the incision marks, but yeah, he done a very good job, as you guys can already tell. So yeah, there was some bleeding that happened around there as well, but literally after a week it went. So there's that. So this is not a big one, but something that I didn't really see people talk about at all, but I put down in my notes: not being able to smile properly for the first month also, and still not being able to cheese like really smile with my teeth properly for like a month or two. So yeah, that was a big thing that I feel like I did make a point of letting you guys know in my previous vlogs when I was in Turkey. But I thought that would wear away when my cast got removed. I thought it was just a thing where my cast was just preventing me from smiling, but no, literally when I came back and I just had my dressings on, it took a while for me to be able to proper smile and not look weird. Yeah, maybe like a month and a bit. And I feel like that also added to my first point of me like going through the avatar phase. I just felt like I looked really weird with everything that I did. Yeah, I just did not look nice. I can't lie, it wasn't given. My next point is that talking about basically touching on scarring. So I basically stated that I didn't have any drastic changes to my scars until month 2, and I didn't have my scars only started to disappear around month 2. Drastic change happened in month 3. So at month 6, my scar, I don't remember what side, I think maybe it was this side. From at month 6, this scar basically pretty much disappeared. Yeah, I feel like now at almost a year, both sides are pretty much gone, but your scarring is gonna take a while to go. Obviously you are like advised to use a few bits here and there. I can't really remember off the top of my head. If anybody does want to know, let me know in the comments, but you are like given like topical like ointments and creams to help make the healing quicker. I don't really know per se if I feel like it helped. Actually, tell a lie, I had one, I think I have it somewhere, let me try to find it. Yeah, so I had one and it's in my hand right now. I had one cream called Mediderm. I feel like this was the best cream that I don't know if it's showing, probably, yeah, this was the best cream that helped me with my scarring. There's even like a little bit left, but I don't use it, I haven't used it for months if I'm honest, because I feel like my scarring was like pretty much hidden, and I feel like the way my doctor done the incisions is like you literally cannot see it unless I was to literally tell you, look at this scarring, can you see it? But there are other ways to tackle scarring if you feel like your scarring isn't really going. I know people talk about micro needling and stuff like that, which I might try in the future maybe, but I'm really not fussed about my scarring because you just really can't tell. So yeah, my next point was basically your nose feeling a bit hard and stiff, especially at the tip, and not being able to do like certain things with your nose, like really press well, now I can do it. I haven't even tried out to see if I can do it, but like I can't press it down completely flat like I could before with my old nose. But like fresh post-op, I couldn't do this. Like my nose was stiff as hell, and I even made a note to basically say at 6 months my nose was basically, the stiffness was easing down by then. But yeah, I feel like there's a lot of things that you can't really do with your old nose that you could before, and you need to be very cautious, if I'm honest, with your new nose, if that makes sense. Of course you paid all this money to get your nose done, so why would you not want to take care of it? But I just feel like you can't do the same things that you did prior with your new nose, if that makes sense. But yeah, my next point is, yeah, I made a big point to say healthy eating doesn't end after you leave the country you had surgery / return home. Rest plenty and eat healthy so recovery happens smoothly. So during my stay in Istanbul, you guys saw that I was eating very healthy. I was on top with my pineapple juice. Yeah, I wasn't really doing fast food when I was going through recovery fresh post-op. And when I got home, my diet pretty much continued the same as how it was in Turkey, because I'm not trying to say that I have the best diet, but I feel like I eat pretty decent, pretty clean. Obviously I have my days here and there when I have my junk food and here and there, but me maintaining an okay diet to speed up my recovery wasn't necessarily hard, and I feel like it's quite a big part of aiding your recovery, especially with your swelling, which I'm gonna touch on last, because that is quite a big portion of your healing process. Yeah, certain foods just don't cut it if you want to prevent swelling, like foods in high salts, sugar. Just try and avoid it as much as possible. Obviously I'm not saying completely cut it out, but just try and eat the best you can. Okay, so my next point is boogers. Yeah, bogies are a big thing post-op. So as I was saying before, I literally don't remember having that many boogers prior to my surgery than I get currently now post-op. Yeah, I feel like still nearly at 1 year it can get pretty bad, like TMI, but yeah, it gets crusty up in there. Carry tissues everywhere you go. It gets crazy, like big. Yeah, I'm not gonna get into it, but yeah, boogers get serious. And my last point is swelling. So I made the point of saying swelling goes down but really doesn't leave for a while, especially at the tip. The tip is the last point in where you stop seeing swelling, if that makes sense. It's almost like the swelling goes like this and leaves, if that makes sense. And my doctor told me that that's how my swelling would subside, through this way, through my tip being the last point. I don't know if everyone's different, but that was me. Yeah, and I feel like I made the point of saying some days I experience swelling more than other days. Almost at 1 year, I feel like it's still the same. Obviously it's much less than how it was before, but I definitely do still get swelling here and there. It's not as ugly as it was before, but yeah, I feel like, I don't know if I'm going to get my final result 1 year post-op. Sometimes I've seen comments where people even say 2 years is when the swelling completely stops. Don't get me wrong, I feel like personally my nose looks good, like right now at almost 11 months, but I have days when I wake up and it's like, girl, yeah, Chanel looks big today. I feel like I've always had the type of like nose or face, even prior to having this procedure done, that when I do wake up like fresh in the morning, my face almost quite like swells up. I don't know if everybody's like that. I don't know if I should be concerned. I don't think I should, because I feel like I've heard somebody mention it before, but yeah, so my face still kind of pretty much does that, especially my nose, basically, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I made the note of basically saying drastic change to tip and swelling around month 3. Month 6, swelling is pretty much gone, but it's mostly localized at the tip area. Yeah, I still tape my nose from time to time. Still almost at 1 year. Sometimes if I look at my nose and I feel like she looks a bit big, I will tape her to get her right and snatched, and pretty much I always do it overnight, and then when I do wake up she looks good and snatched, if that makes sense. But yeah, I have started to ease off a lot with the taping, and I haven't seen like any issues. My nose, I feel like, in my opinion, when I wake up like and I start getting my mojo for the day, my nose looks good. But yeah, that's pretty much the pointers that I had on my phone of things to cover in regards to my 11 months post-op. Yeah, just post-op in general. Again, guys, I apologize for taking so long to get this out to you guys. Hopefully this was a little bit helpful. Again, if you guys do have any questions, hit me up under the comments, in the comments, or on Instagram. And yeah, it's been fun, and hopefully I'll be coming on this channel with something a little bit different. I'm not gonna say that I'm gonna be consistent right now because I've just got so much going on with my life. As I mentioned in the beginning, literally my life is like, I'm going through a lot right now. So yeah, it's been fun, guys, and thank you for all the views and support and kind words, because some of you guys really be complimenting me, and I just feel touched and I appreciate them. So yeah, bye guys.